So the entire crypto market, as we know it, is in a huge downturn. We've teamed up with Andrew at Zipmex to bring you guys an in-depth market update. If this is something you guys enjoy, we're happy to make it a regular thing. So Andrew, what's happening and why?
Well, it's important to understand that the crypto market's current drawdown in price has largely been driven by changes in the global macroeconomy. And what that means is we're seeing increases in interest rates coupled with quantitative tightening. Basically, the money printing press has been turned off. And this has driven correlations across all asset markets towards one. And we're seeing asset sell-offs and price reductions across all financial markets globally. The war in Ukraine is also contributing to financial instability. This is because it's had a big effect on energy and food availability globally, which in turn has pushed up oil, gas, and food prices, placing further pressures on the cost of living for most people. But there's definitely some events that are playing out that are specific to crypto, with these having a lot to do with crypto institutions and the ETH2 Merge. So let's take a look at these and how they're impacting digital asset markets.
What does the ETH2 Merge have to do with the current markets?
The Ethereum 2.0 blockchain is known as the Beacon chain, and it's currently running alongside the primary ETH chain in preparation for the ETH2 Merge. The main difference between the two is that the consensus mechanism for the Beacon chain is based on proof of stake, as opposed to the current ETH chain being a proof of work chain. When the merge occurs, the current chain will switch to the Beacon chain and Ethereum will adopt the proof of stake consensus mechanism. ETH holders have been able to stake regular Ethereum on the Beacon chain to become validators, with the minimum stake being 32 ETH. As validators, they earn block rewards for securing the network. However, the trade-off here is that their ETH is locked in the Beacon chain until the merge is complete. So they can't sell it, transfer it, or use it in DeFi whilst it's locked in the Beacon chain. With this in mind, Lido Finance, a DeFi protocol, built a tool where anyone could deposit ETH to be staked on the Beacon chain and received staked Ether, or ST-ETH, which is a liquid representation of your stake plus any block rewards earned. ST-ETH is liquid, and hence it can be used in other DeFi applications or traded on the open market. Until recently, staked ETH and ETH traded 1-for-1, meaning you could always exchange one staked ETH for normal ETH on the open market. However, the price has recently depegged from the Ethereum price, as investors have placed a higher value on having normal liquid Ethereum in the current market. When Lido first created staked ETH, the risks of this happening were acknowledged and somewhat expected. Hence, it should come as no surprise that staked ETH is trading at a slight discount to normal ETH. Generally speaking, this should also be no problem for markets. However, when you add in leverage and using staked ETH across a number of different DeFi protocols, even a slight depegging can spook markets, with forced selling of staked ETH at a discount might be required to cover these leveraged positions.
How does staked ETH relate to what's happening with Celsius?
Well, it relates to Celsius in this way. Celsius is a centralized crypto exchange, lending and borrowing platform, and they're one of Lido Finance's biggest, I guess you could say, clients, meaning they've deployed a large amount of ETH into Lido to receive staked ETH, and then redeployed that across multiple DeFi platforms to generate higher yields. This strategy has really worked wonders for them whilst markets were in an upward trend. However, with the fall and depegging of the staked Ether price, rumors have been swirling that Celsius may have a liquidity issue. This was confirmed when Celsius paused all withdrawals from the platform last week. And since this time, they've actually been forced to sell a lot of their own treasury assets to cover multiple leverage positions. This selling has put a lot of downward pressure on crypto markets. And I guess what happens when you see a big institution like Celsius selling is that investors have become spooked that if Celsius were to fail, the contagion risk could crash markets even further. And we've seen this sort of domino effect move on to other crypto venture capital funds and hedge funds as a result of this. So there's a lot of fear out in the market at the moment.
I want to say a huge thanks to Andrew for coming on and giving this market update. As you've just heard, basically the entire economy is up in flames right now. Interest rates are at an all-time high, food and energy prices are up, Staked ETH, Celsius, and a handful of capital funds are getting wrecked. It's not all doom and gloom though. A lot of people are seeing these new lows as a great entry point to crypto. Hell, we all wish we could go back and buy ETH while it was cheap. Well, this could be your chance. Which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Zipmex. Zipmex is an Aussie crypto exchange spearheading the next generation of feasible, secure digital asset investments. Zipmex allows you to buy and sell over 80 assets at low fees instantly. I've spent the last week using Zipmex, and here's some of the things I've found. First of all, it was by far the easiest exchange I've used. Signing up was no harder than setting up a Twitter account. The KYC component was processed in like 5 minutes, which is so much less frustrating than waiting up to 48 hours like with other exchanges. But what really interests me is their Z wallet, which gives you access to a bunch of exciting things like their ZipUp Plus, ZipLock, and Z Launch products. ZipUp Plus allows you to stake coins and gives you up to a 6% APY return, paid out daily so you can watch your bags grow. With the market in the state it's in right now, it's nice to watch my ETH balance go up either way. If you're a person who keeps their crypto in an exchange, you'd be silly not to transfer them over to your Zipmex Z wallet and start earning some extra cash. I'll leave you with Zipmex's mission statement because I think it really resonates with what we and many others are trying to accomplish in this space. Break down barriers, then educate, excite, and enrich everyday people. That's all for now. Go check out Andrew and Zipmex Australia on Twitter. I'm Travi.eth. See you on the next installment of Ann.